Coming up, 4 people charged in a fatal house fire. 3 people found dead in Western Maryland. Police now looking for more suspects. The charges facing those who are accused.
And the man suspected of shooting 2 National Guard members now facing new charges. Meanwhile, an outpouring of support continues to grow in the region for the victims. We're going to show you how.
Heading home, mounting headaches for drivers and yes, flyers after Thanksgiving. What you need to know before headed out the door on what's set to be a busy Sunday.
As you plan to travel home for tomorrow, well, some of you may be driving on some slippery roads. We'll talk about it. Who may see some of those slippery roads coming up?
All right, thank you, Scott. And the winter shopping season is heating up, and we'll have tips to help you ease the tight grip on your wallet as you make those holiday buys.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis.
And I'm Mark Hall. Happening now, taking a look in the city of Summersville in West Virginia. They're holding a vigil for National Guardsman Sarah Beckstrom, who was shot on Wednesday, died Thursday in D.C. The candlelight vigil being held at the Summersville City Pavilion.
Knew Sarah from work, but I knew her better out of work. My daughter is 2, and Genesis fell in love with her. And Genesis today still requests that I call Sarah, and I have yet to tell her that she's gone. Because how do you tell a 2-year-old that their friend is gone home?
We're going to have more those remembering Sarah coming up in our next half hour.
Also moments away in our newscast, new developments out of Western Maryland. That's where state police say that 4 people have been arrested and charged after 3 folks were found dead in a house fire. A peculiar case coming up. Meantime, charges against the man accused of shooting 2 West Virginia National Guard members Wednesday have now been upgraded to first-degree murder.
And we're talking about U.S. Attorney for D.C. Jeanine Pirro announcing the new charges yesterday, and it comes after President Trump said that 20-year-old specialist Sarah Beckstrom died on Thursday. 24-year-old Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition. A show of support for both Wolf and Beckstrom and their families continues to grow here in the region. Our Yamari Sase has more.
You know, they were on line of duty, and it's sad.
No reason at all why that happened, and very sad, you know.
Many people are heartbroken after learning 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom passed away on Thanksgiving. She was one of the 2 National Guard members shot on Wednesday near the White House.
She's in her reward, but her family, they're never going to have a good Thanksgiving ever the rest of their lives.
Veterans Robert and Brendan Negum drove almost 2 hours from their home in Virginia to pay their respects.
Just to make sure that they know how much the American people support our military, how much the American people support our National Guard.
Investigators say Beckstrom and her co-worker, Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, were patrolling near 17th and I Street Wednesday afternoon when they were ambushed. Police say the suspect, 29-year-old Ramanallah Lakhanwal, an Afghan national, drove from Washington State to D.C. to carry out the attack. He's now facing a first-degree murder charge along with gun and assault charges, but some are calling for harsher penalties.
Yes. The biggest thing is deterrence. If people know it's automatic death penalty for injuring, killing first responders in our National Guard and military, it's automatic death. Then you're not going to have any other instances like this ever again.
There is a lot of positivity in terms of the spirit to lift Sarah's soul up and also to root for Andrew, because I know his mom and his dad, they're rooting for Andrew as he's fighting for his life right now in the hospital.
That was Yamari Sase reporting. Our thanks to her. And the Washington Post reports the D.C. police could start patrolling with National Guard members as soon as this Thursday. Some police officers were told may be restricted from certain tasks in neighborhoods. The Post reports that these plans are subject to change.
Some big changes could be coming to U.S. immigration policy after Wednesday's shooting. It's because President Donald Trump has vowed to, quote, permanently pause migration from nations with widespread poverty and end all federal benefits for immigrants.
This heinous atrocity reminds us that we have no greater national security priority than ensuring that we have full control over the people that enter and remain in our country. For the most part, we don't want them.
The president's comments came after more details emerged about the 29-year-old suspect. Authorities say he has been living in the United States since American forces withdrew from his native Afghanistan in 2021, where he reportedly worked alongside the CIA.
And the West Virginia community where Sarah Beckstrom called home continues to mourn. One store in Webster Springs is handling a large influx of orders to honor her. Sarah Davis reports.
When we're a small shop and there are just a few of us here, it takes some effort, but again, something worthwhile doing.
The storefront on Main Street usually mans 5 orders at a time. Right now, they have 70. In response to Sarah Beckstrom's death, the shop's master bow maker has been working overtime, powering through arthritis to make the blue ribbons come to life.
Okay, she can have this one just as soon as I get there.
Owner Penny Graham says they want everyone to bear these ribbons like a badge of honor, just as Beckstrom did.
To, drive through the town and through the neighborhoods and things and see that we all are standing with the family, that's a way of showing our support and again to show the honor that we feel for this young lady who lost her life.
More ribbon is already en route, and as for the hands that will make them, well, she says that's just what small-town America does. Penny and Linda are both asking for patience as they continue to work on the ribbons and honor Beckstrom's life of service. In Webster Springs, I'm Sarah Davis reporting.
And that was Minix Flowers and Gift Shop in Webster Springs. And we're continuing to follow the very latest on air and online. You can visit our website at dcnewsnow.com for the very latest.
On the move, a host of delays for flyers across the United States today. 140 delays in and out of one airport. That's Reagan. At least 39 flights were canceled. Yikes. Certainly going to be difficult headed into tomorrow. AAA says heavy traffic is expected all day. That's why they're recommending folks leave early. Keep an eye out for weather delays. The worst time to travel tomorrow, that's between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. In all, AAA says 82 million people are expected to be on the move to and from their families this Thanksgiving holiday. 9:08, meteorologist Scott Sumner standing by. Scott, I know that there's some inclement weather out in the Midwest right now, but any big lingering problems for us tomorrow?
Yeah, and this weather is going to be with us this year that's going to create problems and travel impacts, as you mentioned here on Sunday. As we look to the north of our DMV, there could be some very high impacts from Buffalo up towards portions of northern New York, right along the Canadian border there. That's due to some real heavy snow at times. Now, a lot of yellow is seen here from our backyard all the way out towards St. Louis and beyond. Moderate impact, and that's due to a storm system that's going to be moving in overnight going into tomorrow. Now, that's going to create some icy roads, some freezing rain in spots, maybe a little bit of snow, but I'm not really concerned about snow accumulation here. I'm more concerned about icy roads and slippery roads, and that's what's going to be seen most likely in some of the valleys and all of the higher elevations out towards our western towns and communities and along the Blue Ridge Mountains as well. That's not to say that it couldn't be a little slippery here or there in other spots of our DMV, but for the most part, the heaviest concentration, which would be more of along lines of a glaze of ice, would be seen out towards our western towns and communities. You can see why temperatures overnight are going to be into the 30s, and we're not going to climb very much during the day tomorrow, only getting up in towards the middle 40s. But this is the storm system that I'm talking about right now that's impacting Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, all these places off to the west. Now, we're soon going to get impacted by that, like I said, with some light snow on the onset, but more along the lines of freezing rain. We'll show you our futurecast coming up in just a bit. Guys?
All right, thanks, Scott. Seeing if you... Maryland State Police say that they have arrested 4 people allegedly connected to a triple murder in Washington County. That's where 3 people were found dead in a house fire. Tonight, police say that they are looking for more suspects. That early morning house fire broke out on National Pike in Clear Spring, Tuesday, November the 18th. Police say the victims were 31-year-old Brittany Ray, 36-year-old Harold Flickman, and 25-year-old Brianna Mae Weischer, all reportedly living inside of the home at the time. And while investigators haven't determined how they died, state police canines picked up possible accelerants to start a fire and found trauma to the victims' bodies inconsistent with the fire. Police do not believe this to be a random act of violence, announcing that they have charged 47-year-old Darnell Hawkins and 46-year-old Maurice Mouzon. They're both from Baltimore. Also charging 43-year-old Tony Smith from Hagerstown and 35-year-old Kira White from Glen Burnie. Everyone is being held without bond. Charges range from first-degree murder, arson, drug distribution, and conspiracy to commit armed robbery. Got more details on this developing story at dcnewsnow.com.
One person is facing life-threatening injuries after a 2-alarm house fire in Fairfax, Virginia. 2 other people are recovering from non-life-threatening injuries, and a firefighter as well. Now, Fairfax County Fire and Rescue say that it happened in the 5400 block of Guinea Road in the Kings Park West area shortly before 3 a.m. The fire remains under the investigation. And a look.
Go ahead, Mark Hall. This is a developing story here. A brush fire in Potomac, Maryland. Montgomery County Fire and Rescue reported this happened around 12:30 p.m. on River Road at Blockhouse Point Park. Look at that view from above. Smoke just billowing. They say about 50 firefighters were on scene. No word on what caused this to break out.
Well, HBCU Night Out is considered a unique experience across the board, and it's showcasing an exciting production on the big stage. Fremont Ave is a new, soulful, dramatic comedy about love, legacy, and then a little bit of what is described as a cutthroat game of spades. That's written by Reggie D. White and directed by Lillian Brown. Fremont Ave highlights the complications of young love and the journey of 3 generations of black men and the impact the game of spades has on them and how those interactions prepare them for the challenges in the game of life. Fremont Ave runs through December 7th at the Krieger Theater in Southwest D.C.
Happy holidays! One of the biggest holiday events in the DMV is underway in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. We're talking about the Festival of Lights. It's making a comeback. Workers have been busy this week setting up those dazzling displays. This is going to feature more than 2 million lights at Watkins Regional Park. You can view the light show from the comfort of your own car while driving with the family through a 3-mile show. This is the largest show of its kind here at home. Organizers say every year, hundreds make the drive.
This is fun, especially bringing the family together to be able to drive through beautiful lights and be able to have their kids enjoy their good time. So we look forward to this every year. We have so many. This is one of our highest turnout of events at this park.
The Festival of Lights event runs until January the 1st. It's open every night from 5 to 9:30. The cost is $20 at the gate or save in advance $15 online.
All right, Ben, we're here in the district, a towering 40-foot display of the Jack Daniel's barrel tree, built entirely from real whiskey barrels. Now, this year's tree at the wharf features a special collaboration with the Washington Capitals, adding a unique hometown touch to the holiday tradition. Now, you can even buy your own branded barrels, and all proceeds go to the Operation Ride Home, helping junior military members make it home for the holidays. DC News Now's Tulsa McKinley talks to the event and program manager at the wharf about this event. That's coming up a little bit later on DC News Now.
Now, if you buy the barrels, do they come filled?
Well, that's a good question. We should find that out.
That is the kicker. Coming up, there is a strong push in Montgomery County to support small businesses during the holiday shopping season. We're going to tell you how.
Plus, we've got some savvy shopping tips to help you get the best deals. We're helping you stretch your dollar with the AI tools to help you save. A live look at Reagan National. You're watching DC News Now. Stay with us. We're back in 2 minutes.